All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they are out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Riwakamania, brother. So this is an IPA that comes in at 6.5% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed time of review. This can is just over 3 weeks old. So, being an 80s and 90s kid, born in 1980, and loving pro wrestling, I was obviously a huge Hulk Hogan fan back in the 80s. Hulkamania, I always make the reference, Hulkamania running wild. Usually I'll be like, oh, the tropical fruit character in this beer is running wild, like Hulkamania in the 80s, and that's because it did run wild. Hulk Hogan back then was a hero to so many kids who liked pro wrestling. Not so much anymore, but when I saw this label and the name and everything, I was like, that's awesome. So obviously, Riwakamania, they're using Citra and Riwaka hops for this one. The one thing that's weird about this label and this can in general is the color scheme is not, I thought it was going to be honestly red and yellow, like Hulk Hogan's colors. But instead, it's like the Incredible Hulk. You have the green and purple, so I don't know, kind of weird. I guess they're trying to intertwine Hulk Hogan with the Incredible Hulk, and that's cool with me. Let's crack this open, give it a pour, see what we got. So, so many of Hop Butcher's beers are double IPAs, so it's always nice to get single IPAs from them, less ABV, and they're typically pretty good, so we'll see. Hashtag proper glassware, of course, that they sent my way. Huge thanks to them, again, for this beer. I'll post a link in the description box of the beer unboxing video I did. It contains all the goodies they sent my way. I think I forget that. I typically say that at the beginning. I don't think I said that today, but huge thanks to Hop Butcher for this one. Too busy going into Hulk mode and getting, kind of nostalgic about the 80s. Anyway, that has this typical, hazy IPA color. It's more orange than yellow. Has about a finger and a half of this off-white creamy colored looking head. Super hazy and turbid, but yeah, looks like you would expect from a beer from Hop Butcher. Oh yeah, the tasting notes, I forgot. I always like it. Tasting notes, ripe mango, juicy grapefruit, and sweet citrus peel. First thing I got on my nose here, sweet citrus. Yeah, it's like orange and tangerine, very sweet. Sweet citrus peel, sure, but like it's almost like a juicy, like you just bit into an orange, not with the rind and everything, just like, a peeled orange. A little bit of grapefruit, like a zesty white grapefruit. Tropical, I'm getting more like, I'd say pineapple, but I could see mango. Pineapple, slight like passion fruit vibe. There's also this spiciness here, like an earthy, spicy kind of note to it. Riwaka is not a hop that I have a lot of familiarity with. It's a relatively new hop to me over the last, say, 6 months, but really over the past couple of months, a lot of places I've seen use Riwaka in their beers, and seems to be kind of like, from what I've had, like kind of like a different, like a different take on Galaxy, almost like a spicy kind of Galaxy. Which I'm getting pineapple, so it makes sense. But yeah, that spicy, earthy kind of hop note is definitely blanketing the whole nose and aroma. Smells pretty good. Smells like it's going to be juicy, somewhat zesty, with a little bit of like that spicy, earthy thing going on. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again to Hop Butcher. Oh, this is really clean. Real clean finish. Body's like lower side of medium, straight up medium body, fine. Mouthfeel. One thing I've noticed with Hop Butcher when it comes to their single IPAs, they're not as luscious and pillowy and creamy as their doubles, which makes a lot of sense. You're talking about one less ABV, but it just doesn't have the same impactful mouthfeel that a lot of their 7.5% double IPAs have. Still good mouthfeel. I mean, it's soft and smooth, has some creaminess to it. It's just not as luscious as those. Still good though. Body, mouthfeel, solid. The taste, this is one of their more crushable IPAs I've had from them. Super easy to drink. And I think it's helped out by that it's not overly complex on the palate. That sweet, juicy orange tangerine hits me right up front, right after that zesty grapefruit peel. I think that's what they said, right? No, juicy grapefruit. No, I'm getting juicy orange and tangerine, and then I'm getting like zesty grapefruit, like a white grapefruit peel. That's what I'm getting. As it continues on, a little bit of that mango they're talking about, like ripe mango, pineapple, touch of passion fruit. I'd say the pineapple's bigger than the mango. Maybe not. They're about equal on the palate. And then at the end of the palate, you're hit with a mild bitterness, semi-dry finish, but it's very clean on the back palate. I'm not left with a lot of lingering characters on the palate. Pretty much just devoid of most flavor by the time, like 5 seconds after a sip. It's just like, all right, go back for another one because You know, so such a clean, easy finish to it. It's pretty fantastic. I don't think this is like an amazing beer flavor-wise, but the whole package together is pretty damn good. Yeah, this is probably the most drinkable, crushable, refreshing IPA I've had from them. Again, not a ton of flavor. It's not super complex, but I think a beer like this doesn't need to be. I think the way that it's coming off is pretty fucking good to me. So yeah, rating on this one, Riwakamania, dude. I don't know. I can't do Hulk Hogan, but you know, just throw a lot of brothers and dudes in there and we're good. Yeah, Riwakamania from Hop Butcher. High 4 out of 5. We'll go 4.05 out of 5. It's a damn well-made, tasty, single IPA. Citra and Riwaka in there, yes. Super clean, easy drinking. Not much more to say about it. Price point on this one, I don't remember. I don't remember what they said that the price point was for their singles. It's either $12.99 a can or $14.99 a can. Either way, you're talking 13 or 15 bucks. I think it's solid value for what you get. The fact that their double IPAs are typically $14.99, I mean, that's fucking fantastic value. So if this is the same price or similar, probably not as good as the rest of their double IPAs, but if this is $12.99, then fucking great value. Either way, Hop Butcher's values when it comes to their beer, I always mention price and availability because so many other people out there ask me to, so I started adding them to reviews a while ago, I think earlier this year, maybe late last year. But when it comes to the value of Hop Butcher beers, they're through the roof. They're some of the best priced, like, you know, harder to get kind of beers. Like, they're pretty much Chicagoland, although I think they're starting to get into Michigan. But for a brewery that has some hype behind them and makes great beer and people want to get their hands on it, their value and availability through the roof for me personally. Like, other half's my favorite brewery probably in the state of New York. I buy a lot of their stuff, and Hop Butcher is typically cheaper from anywhere from $3 to $5 per 4-pack, and that's great. So yeah, price and availability is what it is. Good, great, amazing value and availability. You know, kind of local to Chicago, but yeah, you'll see drips and drabs in some different areas. But if you're in Chicago, definitely pick up their stuff if you've never had it before because it's pretty fantastic. But anyway, yeah, that does it for this one. If anybody has had this beer before, let me know what you think about it. I really like it. I might have to save the can, even though it's not like, you know, a 5 out of 5 or anything. I just like the can. I might have to save it. So yeah. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. Thanks again to Hop Butcher for sending me this lovely beer. Oh yeah, 6.5%. It drinks like it's 6.5, right? Not 6.7. 6.5. Yeah, not that 0.25 matters, but yeah, this drinks like a single IPA. If I was doing blind, I'd say like 6.5. So right in the realm of what they're going for. Anyway, cheers everybody.